Could the Seattle Mariners fully enclose T-Mobile Park? Over the last few years, there's been a lot made about the ballpark and how it suppresses offense, and a lot of people have different opinions about it. A lot of very interesting things have been written about it, but could they potentially just enclose the stadium and kind of solve all the problems? Now, I know this is some pie in the sky thinking, mainly due to the fact that it would cost money, and we all know the Mariners don't like to spend money, but either way, I thought it was a fun exercise to kind of go through nonetheless. Also, too, if I call T-Mobile Park Safeco Field throughout this video, I understand it's T-Mobile Park now, but it'll always be Safeco to me. So to begin, one of the rare instances that I thought AI would actually be kind of useful to kind of get an estimate or an idea of what this even could look like and or cost, I decided to, well, ask AI. So it went through its reasoning and its thoughts, and it compared Safeco to other ballparks. So what it came down to is it estimated around $500 million would be needed to fully enclose T-Mobile Park. And of course, it said it could go higher depending on what you want to do. When you enclose it, add more seating, not more seating, all that. But roughly $500 million would be needed to fully enclose T-Mobile Park. Now, back in 1999, when the stadium was built, it cost $517 million, which is an equivalent to $947 million in 2023 dollars. Now, the Seattle Mariners contributed $145 million to the project, where taxpayers paid for the rest of the stadium. And I'm pretty sure Kings County still owns the stadium. The Seattle Mariners organization technically does not own T-Mobile Park. So taking into account the old numbers that cost to actually build Safeco back in 99, sitting here a quarter of a century later, it would cost roughly that to just fully enclose the stadium. Now you can make the argument, back in 99, why didn't they fully enclose the stadium? Well, because it would cost more money. And at the time, the Mariners really wanted to promote open air baseball, have real day games, and to start a new era of Mariners baseball. And in saying all that, the Mariners still are the only team in Major League Baseball that have an open air stadium with just a roof coming over the top of it when it does rain. Every other team that can close up their stadium can fully enclose their stadium. So the Mariners are the only one that don't have a temperature controlled climate when it comes to actually closing the roof. So getting back to the real topic at hand, could they fully enclose T-Mobile Park? Yes, they technically could, but it would cost a lot of money. Now, would this be beneficial to the Mariners organization, beneficial to the players, beneficial to the taxpayers that would probably have to pay for it? Well, there's a debate to be had there. I think it'd be beneficial to the players because I think offensive stats would go up because you would be playing in a fully enclosed, pretty much dome. I don't know, at least 40 home games, roughly speaking, somewhere in there. And that would probably help your offense out. But on the flip side, it would probably hurt your pitching due to the fact that the ball would travel more when the stadium is fully closed up. Also, I don't think ownership would want to pay for it because they're like, too bad. We have a nice enough stadium. We don't really care. Also, I don't think taxpayers would want to pay for it either because they pay for enough stuff. I think it really just comes down to just having loft issues, and that is a lack of effing talent. Because if you go back to when the Mariners were actually good offensively, most players that played for the Mariners didn't have a problem hitting at Safeco Field, even when the fences were moved back. Offense was not an issue in this ballpark until they got worse and had really bad rosters, and that has continued for the past, let's just roughly say 15 plus years. Let's say like in '05 when they signed Beltre and Sexton. I know Beltre's on the record saying he didn't love hitting at T-Mobile, but he still put up good numbers with the Mariners when he played for them. Now, they weren't the monstrous numbers he put up in LA, but he was still a very productive third baseman. And then once he left T-Mobile Park, he became a Hall of Famer. The field may have hindered Beltre a little bit, but he still was a talented enough ball player to hit well there. And Sexton, he had a good 2 or 3 years with the Mariners, even before they moved in the fences. It all just comes down to having the talent. And again, the Mariners just have not possessed that in a very long time when it comes to their offense. Now, I know Teoscar Hernandez was very vocal in saying he did not like hitting at T-Mobile Park, and I think you can simply kind of sum that up for him as he just doesn't like hitting there. He just doesn't see the ball well. And I think anyone that's played baseball at any level can understand that. No matter if you played just in high school, I'm sure there was a field in high school that you just struggled seeing the ball at, no matter what. And I think T-Mobile Park for Teoscar was just simply that. Because the Safeco/T-Mobile Park was just so hard to hit in, why did Nelson Cruz just crush baseballs there for 4 years? Why did Robinson Cano have a very good, 4 or 5 years there at T-Mobile Park/Safeco? Why did Brett Boone set the world on fire? I know, he probably had some assistance, but still, hold with me here. Why did Ichiro have a great career? Why did John Olerud hit well there? Why did Raul Ibanez hit well there? Why does Mike Trout continue to just rake at T-Mobile Park throughout his whole career? Why did all the mashing teams of the AL West throughout the 2000s and 2010s hit well here? Because all those teams had good offenses and good players. I really do think it is that simple. When the 2005 Angels rolled into town with talent up and down that lineup, they didn't struggle to hit at Safeco Field. Now, the 2005 Mariners did because they weren't a good baseball team. Same thing for, let's say, the 2010 Mariners weren't good and they struggled to hit there, but say you take the 2010 Rangers, they could hit there because they were a good team. Now let's make it current. The 2024 Mariners could not hit at T-Mobile Park because, well, they weren't a good offensive team. They were bottom 5 in all offensive categories. So therefore, why you didn't score a lot of runs, you didn't win a lot of ball games at home because, well, you just weren't very good. You never see the Astros having just huge troubles hitting at T-Mobile Park over the last, let's say, 10 years, because over the last 10 years, the Astros have had good rosters and they could hit anywhere. The Mariners, not so much. So as fun as it would be to fully enclose T-Mobile Park and be pie in the sky thinkers of like, well, maybe this will fix it all, maybe they could do this, maybe do that, I think it just comes down to them having a lack of talent when it comes to offensive pieces for a long time now at this point. At the very least during Jerry DiPoto's era, but it goes back further than that. So with that said, what are your thoughts on fully enclosing T-Mobile Park? Do you think it's just pie in the sky thinking? Do you think it could maybe happen? Or do the Mariners just lack talent when it comes to offense the last 10, 15, getting close to 20 years? Let me know down in the comment section below. And while you're down there, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. Until next time, guys, have a great day. Thanks for watching.